Nikki.
What's up? How you doing?
Great, good to see you.
You too. I look in the gym, man.
Hey, Doc, good morning. Quick question for you. Before you guys got to Orlando, you talked about how this was going to be about mental strength for the team and for yourself. To this point, have there been any surprises which you've kind of had to navigate and work your way through mentally?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not having everybody is, I would say would be, I don't know if it was a surprise, it just happens. But mentally, you have to get through it, you know. I think if I was a player, you come in and you know, you don't have everyone. And then, you know, for most of the camp, we only had 10 guys. And so there's no off in camp, in practice. You know, usually you have 15 guys, you can take a break in a drill or in scrimmages. There was no substitutions. You know, and so we had to adjust our you know, practice shorter, do things less, put in less. And mentally as a player, I would imagine that would probably frustrate you a little bit. But our guys have handled it great.
Okay, next we're going to go down to Orlando with Rachel.
You just show up and get the first question?
What do you feel like being together here for 3 weeks is?
Well, that's a good question. I think everyone's chemistry is probably on every team. You know, it's funny. I was talking to a coach unnamed, but he said either the chemistry has gotten way better or we hate each other. You know, but I think for the most part, I can't imagine someone's team not growing in this. Like the guys, especially the teams that have had all their guys, because it is a village, you know, that you're living in. It's an NBA village. It's the greatest like, you know, superstar basketball camp that you could have. This is like a dream, you know, if you look at it that way. And so I would say chemistry-wise, it's probably been great for everybody. Yeah, us included. Yeah, we've had a lot of guys missing, and so that hasn't been the fun part. But the guys who are here, you know, we remember Reggie was new, Marcus was new, you know, and so they've been here for the most part, and I think it's been good for everybody.
All right, next we're going to go to Miriam.
Morning, Doc. Hey.
Morning.
Hey, so what do you want to see from your guys in the next 8 games, the guys who are there?
You know, I don't know. Just getting better each game, growing, getting to a peak conditioning level. It's very important, right? Like you got to get through these 8 games. By the end of the 8 games, you go into the playoffs. When you go into the playoffs, you're usually at your peak place, especially conditioning and rhythm and timing. And that would be my goal. Obviously, you want to win games, but if you told me we didn't, but when we started the playoffs, we were at the peak in each of those places, I would tell you I'd take that right now.
Okay, we're going to go to 2 in Orlando. We'll start with Taylor, then Kyle.
Jack, so I see your hat saying vote. You guys have a lot of different symbolism and signage on the coaches, shoes, hats, and everything like that. So what have you kind of learned about yourself as a coach during this time and what it's important for you to do for your guys and for your assistant coaches?
Well, for me as a coach, I've learned 2 things. Number one, I've always been extremely political, but not enough. You know, we had a great speaker recently talk to our team, and you know, he said, I don't know how anyone can say that they're not involved in politics, because politics are involved in your daily lives every day, whether you want it or not. Decisions are being made whether you're involved or not. So why wouldn't you be involved? That's the first thing. And the second thing, I hate to say it, I think I'm getting old, and I think I should listen to the young people. You know, I think this movement is really driven by the young. And so my job is to inspire them to vote and get involved and then back up and let them do the talking and us do the listening. I think that's very important in this movement. If we can do that, then we don't just have young people involved in politics now, but we have people involved in politics for life. And I think that's very important for us. Yeah.
Sorry to switch back to basketball, but
Why?
I know, right? But Do you feel like your team at this point is dealing with hiatus, or is it a harder challenge just what's happened in the last 3 weeks with guys going here, guys going there, and you haven't played together much?
Yeah, I would say the second. I mean, the hiatus was the hiatus. I think, it's affected us because of what's happened. Human life has happened. We've had a lot of things that have happened. So, because I thought during the hiatus, our guys did a great job as far as conditioning and things like that. And then we get here, and then things happen. Guys, have the virus. Guys have family stuff, and so you have all this, what I call clutter in your lives, and it's part of life. And so we've had to deal with that. But adversity is not all bad. It really isn't. Adversity is not bad. You're going to go through hard stuff, and if it's at the beginning, then let's do it now.
Okay, and then we're going to take 2 more questions. We'll start with Ohm, followed by Andrew.
Morning, Doc. You were just talking about how life has just kind of come into the play here, and I was wondering, Lawrence and Winger amassed this deep roster. How have you seen the team depth kind of be tested early by just unpredictable things that can happen in the bubble? Like, have you learned that maybe, or gotten a preview that maybe this deep roster is built for things that could happen inside this bubble that you can't foresee?
Yeah, well, a deep roster is built for that, and we've done that. Now, when you have 5 and 6 guys out at one time, that's asking too much on any roster. So by the time the games start, we won't have that many out, but we'll have maybe 2 to 3 guys, key guys out, and that's asking a lot. Having said that, that doesn't stop us from believing we're going to win every game. We have great confidence.
Andrew?
Hey, Doc, just 2 quick ones. One, you said that Pat Beverley was a maybe after the last scrimmage. Is there any update on him? And then with Lou and the possibility of Trez not being there Thursday, they've been such a vital part of everything you guys do off the bench. How do you account for those 2 being gone with just your rotations, and how do you compensate?
Well, no one's going to replace those 2. We know that. And so we're going to have to try to make it up in other ways with a different rotation for sure. And Pat's probably been upgraded to a maybe.
All right, have a good practice.
All right, thanks, guys. How you doing?